Unfiltered by Jay.
Jade.
Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade, where we educate, empower, and entertain. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, download, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records.
Shopping assistance, your style, your budget. Our services include online and local shopping for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, and helping you find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876 919 5195 or shoppingassistance2015 at gmail.com. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget.
Lovely. We spoke about support system and how important it is. But sometimes when our support system, when they're saying, all right, this is probably not the best for you, how about us looking at what is best, an alternative? How is it that people should take that? Because sometimes when you're in a rut, and even though they mean the best and they're trying to help you, sometimes we don't know how to take it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And again, it requires that, I think I used the word earlier, or maybe I was in my head, objective accountability partners, people that will look at you and tell you the truth in love. Say, hey, so you failed at this thing or this thing didn't work out. Let's try something else. People who are not gonna be there and cheer you on in your state of giving up, like cheer you on and boost you when you feel like you're gonna give up and just throw in the towel. You need them to be able to see both sides of the fence. And as the person who is hurting and grieving, uh, it's a delicate balance, but you have to be able to hear your friend, hear your accountability partner through the ears or through the lenses of somebody who means you well, sincerely
Yes.
means you well. And so and I mean, again, when you're hurting, if offense becomes easy because how dare you? I'm
Very
already wounded. I'm already wounded. Don't tell me that this is not my niche. Don't tell me that this is not where I'm supposed to be.
kicking a man down when he's already down.
Like, what kind of friend are you with friends like you who needs enemies?
And then we find all the memes to put up. How dare you?
Listen, if it's one thing, we're gonna find the memes. Okay, we're gonna find the Bible verses too. Okay, okay, our friends love it at all times, and all the scriptures. We're gonna find them. Okay, but it's important to be able to hear that friend's heart. I have a girlfriend that says this. Even if how I say something comes off a particular way, or you're offended by it, or I caused you offense, at some point you should know my heart towards
Yeah,
you.
I
You
agree.
should know that my heart towards you is for good. You should
Yeah.
know that my heart towards you is to help you get to your next level. So there's a part in us, the persons who are in the state of offense or in the state of being disappointed or whatever, being able to hear our accountability partner's heart,
Yes.
hear it sincerely, and then when you hear it, one thing me, I'm gonna pray now. So I'm gonna hear you and I'm gonna take it back to my prayer altar and I'm gonna say, okay, God, what is it? And years ago I learned the habit of doing pros and cons. So I would always sit and do up a pros and cons list. Okay, these are my strengths. These are the pros of this job, or these are the pros of this role, or whatever. These are the cons. These are my weaknesses. And you begin to compare and contrast. And sometimes when you sit down and you do that rule up, you will actually get the answer that you need. That, all right, maybe for real, maybe insurance wasn't my thing. Maybe I was just going off, youthful exuberance. But it really was not my thing. I don't have right now where I'm at, I don't have the qualifications for it. I don't even have the interest for it. Let me go where my area of strength is. Your strengths, my former pastor would say, Pastor Tevon Brown, work your strengths while you are working on your weaknesses. Work your strengths. Know your strengths, and knowing your strengths requires that you know yourself. Again, Jade, a lot of us don't know ourselves. That's the
Aye.
problem. A lot of us don't know ourselves to begin with, so we don't know our strengths, right? We're not willing to do the hard work to sit with ourselves, to assess, or to have accountability partners come and say, you must have, if I even two, three friends where you can know that they will be objective with you, they will tell you the truth, they will be by your side and know, have a vision for your life and want good for you. And they will be the ones when you're going off track to say, hey, Anya, you say you want to be X, but you're operating as A. Something is not adding up. You have to have those people in your back pocket. Everybody needs that kind of somebody. If it's two friends, three friends, for some people it's their parents. For some people, adult persons now, they have a good relationship now with their parents,
Yes.
where their parents can now talk to them adult to adult and say, hey, I don't think you should make the decision. And I'm not saying this necessarily just as your parent, but as somebody who, I see where you want to go, I see what you want to do, but I don't think what you're doing right now or the path you're on now is going to facilitate that. You have to
Right.
have people in your circle that's willing to have those hard conversations, and you have to be able to remove the proclivity to be offended. We're too feely, and I say we because I'm in it too. We're too feely. You have to be able to hear the person's heart without being offended. Somebody have to be able to tell you, say, boy, Anya, you love insurance, but you stuck at it. That's what it is. Mind you, of course, how you say it matters because all it's not what you say, how you say it, but
Yeah.
you have to be able to hear the truth. And some of us we're not ready to face the truth, and so we never grow. We never grow because
Sometimes we're
we're
not
not.
ready to face the truth, because we haven't done the introspection on ourselves. Half of the time, most of us they will look in the mirror at ourselves to find out where our flaws are.
Listen, we don't. We don't. I
Nobody,
mean,
nobody who wants to look in the mirror and say, say, I'm
you know,
not
some
good.
know it's big. You know, some forehead big.
Right.
Listen, we have to get to that place where we are comfortable. I don't know. This needs to be incorporated in, school, college, something. A course or a class where we're just sitting and evaluating ourselves, not from a pompous and prideful position or place, but so that you learn yourself. What are my strengths? What are my features that I like and don't like? And it's okay to say, I have some features I don't like. It don't mean you hate yourself. You have features that you don't like.
Right.
We
And that's
we
okay. That's okay too.
That's
It
okay.
shows
We
it
refuse
show
that.
those things, Guess when we do those things, it shows us how human we are. Because sometimes we
Exactly.
feel like we're more than we are, but then we look and say,
Oh,
we are not as perfect. We are not as perfect as we see ourselves or portray ourselves to be. We're not more than we
we're
think we
not
are.
there. We're not there. And that's even in Bible. Like, be careful lest you think you are somewhere where you're not. And you
We
know
say,
what it
man,
does?
the
You know
people
what it
not
does?
doing it,
It forces us to also extend grace to others because now we
but I,
realize that we are not perfect either. We don't learn. We need to learn how to one extend grace to others and two extend grace to ourselves. We're not
yes,
gracious with ourselves as a people.
nope,
We're
not at
not
all.
gracious. We're not gracious at all. And so it's no coincidence that it's hard for us to extend grace to others. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. If you can't do it to yourself, you ain't gonna do it to nobody. If you
True,
can't love yourself, you ain't gonna love nobody.
very true.
If you can't love yourself, leave the people them girl put alone, leave the people them son
You
alone.
know what? You know what, Angie?
Leave them alone.
Let the people them go.
Yeah, let
Let
them go,
them go.
man. Let them go. Learn to love yourself. Give yourself some grace, man. Jeez.
You know what?
And nobody's expecting you to be. If anybody around you is expecting you to be perfect, please buy them a mirror for their next birthday and remind them that they're not perfect
You
either.
know what? You know what?
Hmm.
You know what? She's been nice, and she said, present people with also mirrors that they can even do self introspection because it's
Please.
imperative for us to do so and sit in our feelings and sit in our thoughts and understand that hey, we're not perfect. We are going to make mistakes. We are going to fail at things, but it's imperative to also get up, brush ourselves off, and try again.
Keep it moving.
Keep it
Keep
moving
it
and to also learn to hear positive criticism because people think criticism is always negative. It's not.
Nope.
It's just a way for somebody else looking on the outside to look at you and say, hey,
I think
yeah.
yes.
Find that one and two friend who will genuinely love you and you know that person loves you. It's not a jealous thing, it's not nothing. They genuinely love you, they want the best for you and they're trying to help.
That.
Yeah. And it's what is a quote or mantra that you lean on when life knocks you down?
Oh my God. God's timing is impeccable. And as simple as it is and almost incomplete, somebody would say it sounds incomplete, but God's timing is impeccable. That's a whole sentence, but
It is.
and it's because I've lived it. Again, with my radio experience, long before I got into radio or radio opened up to me, persons would always say, "But you have the personality, you have the voice," and I would apply to places and can't hear back from them. You have to wonder if it's a dove take my application and gone with it somewhere.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just- But then when the door opened, it opened so unexpectedly. Likewise with when I got married, when I met my fiance or when I met my husband, it was a door that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't looking for no man when I found him. He wasn't
That's right.
necessarily looking for no woman when he found me. Those seasons of my life reminded me and continues to remind me that God's timing is impeccable. And even when you don't think God is working, best believe He's in the back end working some things out. And you're not gonna realize it until you get to where you always wanted to be, and you're looking back like, wait, how did I get here?
Yes.
How did I get into radio? How did I get to how when I don't have the qualification? How, what, where, when, how? You're asking yourself all the questions, and God is just laughing to Himself like, I told you I was working.
Mm-hmm.
I told you.
Sometimes we just have to trust him. Trust him and believe.
Trust and believe. The old hymn said, trust and obey. There's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. If you refuse to trust God, your walk with God is gonna be miserable. Because
Yes.
trust is like the cornerstone. It's like trust, faith, obedience is like the cornerstone of this thing. So you have to do it. You have to just set your mind to, I'm gonna trust God, even when it comes down to the wire, even when it looks like everything around you is crumbling and everything is failing. And the hard part about it, Jade, sometimes you have to trust God when things are failing.
Aye.
Because
Jesus.
sometimes He allows the things to
Let's
fail.
just sit in that. Let's just sit in.
Moment of silence.
Okay.
Girl, you gotta trust Him when things are failing. Because sometimes He allows the cookie to crumble, He allows the ship to sink, He allows it to happen. Because there is a greater good. There is a not just a lesson, but there is a greater good that is coming from it. And oftentimes when you're in it, it's hard to believe that. Can we talk truth and shame the devil? When
Listen,
you're
man.
going when you're going through something that's painful, that's disappointing. I mean, you're at the pinnacle of your career and it all comes crashing down. You're at the peak of your ministry or whatever you're doing, and it all comes crashing down, and you're like, God, why? And you have all the whys in the world. You have all the whys in the world. But there comes a point. Sometimes God has to bring us to the end of ourselves
Aye.
so that then we can be carried. Kevin Downsworth said it best. When I've come to the end of myself, Father, carry me. But that means all along you were trying to carry yourself. That means all along you were being self-sustained. So sometimes God has to allow everything to crash to get our attention. Not because He hates us, not because He's wicked, but because sometimes that's the only way He can get our attention. Sometimes that's the only way He can remind us that, hey, I'm sovereign. The ball is in my court. You are just the conduit, but everything you do, your life will be for my glory. Even if it means I have to pain you in the process of bringing out my glory. It ain't easy. It ain't God in heaven. It ain't easy. It ain't easy when He pains you to process you to bring you to your point of the palace. Think about Joseph. Joseph got the promise. Yes, he is the prized possession, coat of many colors, da 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 da. Where him end up? The pit. Now let's talk about it. You give me a promise of success, a promise of being promoted, a promise of being elevated, and then the next stop in the journey is a pit. Hold on, God, is either me can do math or something
Yep.
the math
Mm-hmm.
ain't mathing. You gave me a promise, then you send me to the pit. And then from the pit I went to the prison. Hello, it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
It is getting worse, Sarah.
Ah!
And then the elevation, because Joseph realized that irrespective of what I'm going through right now, God's hand is in it. I can't see it, I don't understand it. Because remember, his ways are past finding out. So if we try to use our logical mind to understand our super not logical God or supernatural God, we're gonna come up short every time because he doesn't do things our way. So if you find that God has given you a promise, He has said something about you, something where you're supposed to be in life, you're supposed to be a great televangelist like Catherine Kuhlman, or do great things, or be in media, or whatever He has promised you, said to you, whatever prophecies you've been given. but you see your life on a trajectory going almost the complete opposite way. Sometimes, three-quarter of the time, like 99.9% of the times, God, God is not gonna go the way or the route you think he should go. He gonna do his own thing, honey. So you might as well buckle up, apply yourself, because what happens is when we get the promise or the prophecy, we think it's automatic. No, you have to go through the process, and that's what Joseph experienced. That's why he went to the pit. That's why he went to the prison. His character was being refined. His personality was being refined so that when he sat on the throne, he would be the version of himself that could be effective and efficient in the
Listen,
land at the time.
no man, you come today. You come today with a word. You see, even this God is something else. You see, with this story, this Joseph story, right? So
Mm.
there are many pathways that led him to where he's supposed to be, right?
Uh-huh.
So even if we look at the beginning of it,
Hmm.
God used his brothers who were supposed to be close to him and love him to put him
Da,
in the pit. That also happened because he shared his dream and vision that God gave.
da, da, da.
So when we talk about supportive friends and
Okay.
people who are around us, we have to
Okay.
also be careful of who we share our dream and vision with. I'm not saying sometimes it's not God ordained, because sometimes God wants us to tell them so that they can do something so that we can go somewhere so that we can look up to Him. And then
Mm-hmm.
afterwards, we know how to be better because sometimes we're trapped too much.
I was just, you
Um,
in my head, girl. You in my head. I was just about to say we chat too much.
Sometimes we chat too much, and
Yeah.
sometimes God uses the mouth that we use to talk too much to put us in the pit for
Yeah.
His glory, because He's going to show you, I can get you up, but you're going to have to learn to stop the noise and only look to me. Because us running and telling everybody, don't cast their pearls before swines, it has always
Hello.
been a saying. So when it is that we do that also, those people sometimes help us to go into the pit
Mm-hmm.
that we're in. So,
Mm-hmm.
but hear what the important thing is. Sometimes we need those negative people in our lives. I'm not saying no, you run off your mouth and tell everybody everything, but sometimes we
No.
need those negative persons in our life to show us who God is.
And here's why you need them too. Because he prepares a table before you
Stop
in the
this. Stop
presence
this
of
now.
your
Stop
enemy.
this. Because what
If you
happened for people who don't know the Bible, at the end of it, what happened? They had to go to Moses. They had to go to Joseph, about Moses. They had to go to Joseph,
right back to him.
right
They
back to him. The
they didn't
person
even
who they
recognize
hated,
him.
the person who them could stand, fear him, dream them, the
Hmm.
person who for them it was trouble. Them see him and
Problem.
them
Yep.
aggravate the man. Them do everything. There is the same person that they had to go to so that they can survive off food.
Listen. If that's not you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies exemplified, I don't know what is. Full circle moment. The
Listen,
same brothers that put him in the pit with hopes that he would die. Let's not forget that part. They threw him down there hoping that he would die. Went home, tell him father one big old lie that
same dead.
the wolf eat him and all these things. It's the same brother that years later they have to come back to say, hey, our land or city or village is out of food. We've come here. Have mercy on us. Now, if Joseph wasn't processed, that man would not go dead for hungry, man. He didn't. He could have. Some of us say he should have, but he didn't. He forgave his brothers. He needed that time in the prison.
He
But
needed it. Him didn't need
I,
it enough. But even look at it. Even the God is something else. Even the brothers.
bro,
God made one out of them say, no, don't kill him. Just throw him in the pit.
just one.
Just
Always a remnant. There's
God.
always
God make one of them said, don't kill the youth. Just throw him in the pit.
they want. He always leaves a witness. We always hear what grandmother them said. God always give you a witness. There's always somebody. There's always somebody that he leaves that can, and it's a full circle because now not only does Joseph learn to forgive his brothers and restore them, they learn about the God that Joseph serves too.
Yes. And if he
Mind
never forgave them,
you,
if he never forgave them and showed them what forgiveness is,
exactly,
they
exactly.
wouldn't have believed or trusted the God that he served.
Simple as that. So that's why I said sometimes when God allows the failure and the things to break away and the things to mash up and tear down, I'm sure when Joseph was in that pit, that must have been a moment of disappointment, that moment of even betrayal, feeling like God set him up. But look at the end of it. Look at the end of it. Joseph was not only able to save his family, he saved millions of people by the same methodology, the dreams and the ability to interpret dreams. That's what saved the people. He saw the famine and gave the Pharaoh the instruction, and Pharaoh what? Made him in charge of the whole thing. My God, that's a hey, you know what is good? That's a whole sermon right there.
I want you to let the people them know where they can find you.
All right, so definitely you can find me on Instagram. My handle, of course, is the Global Impact Woman. Yes, the Global Impact Woman on TikTok. It's the same Global Impact Woman. And yeah, Facebook, it's Anya-Jean Wilson. My YouTube channel, it's just up and coming. You know, I'm trusting the Lord with that process too, because so my YouTube channel is Encounters with the King. Yeah, my radio show, I'm on Caribbean Radio HD every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do It For Me is my business page. I'm a social media
Yes, follow,
marketer.
follow it.
It's Do It For Me on Instagram, Do It For Me on Facebook, Do It For Me on TikTok. I'm here doing it for the people. I'm here
She's
to
doing it. And she's
support
doing it big.
support small to medium sized businesses. If you need a social media marketer, I'm your girl.
She is your girl. She's your girl. Thank you so much, Anya. This was more than I asked for.
Really, it was satisfying. It was fulfilling. I think it's my first time talking openly again, as I told you about my disappointments. But it was good. God allows us to go through things so we can share it. It's never our experience just for us. It's always for the benefit of others. So
Most
here
definitely.
to share
It's a
it.
testimony. So it's a testimony. It's a testament of what God has done for you. And people need to hear it sometimes to understand and to move on and to say, you know what,
Yeah.
I've sat in this too long. Let me get up, let me move.
Yes, ma'am. Get up
Oof.
out of that grave.
Listen, man. Listen. Hi, thank you so much again for sharing. I really did enjoy the conversation. And I want to thank my listeners for continuing to listen to The Unfiltered by Jade. And we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you.
Bam bam bide. Bam bam